Before you blame your genetics for your belly fat, let me tell you a secret. It's not your genes, it's the hidden foods in your daily routine that silently force your body to store fat. And once you know what they are, you can melt belly fat faster than you ever imagined. When we talk about losing belly fat, most people immediately think about cutting calories, skipping meals, or doing endless ab workouts. But the truth, one that many experts repeat again and again, is that the real cause of stubborn belly fat is not overeating, it's inflammation and blood sugar overload. And unfortunately, many common foods in the modern Mexican diet unknowingly fuel both. This is not about blaming culture or tradition. In fact, traditional Mexican food was once one of the healthiest cuisines on earth. The issue began when processed ingredients, refined flour, cheap oils, and sugar-packed drinks replaced real, whole foods. Today, one of the biggest belly fat triggers hiding in plain sight is the refined flour tortilla. Just one flour tortilla can have the same blood sugar impact as eating 2 slices of white bread. And because they're soft, delicious, and easy to overstuff, most people eat 2 or 3 without knowing they've already caused a major insulin spike. Remember, when insulin rises, your body is instructed to store fat specifically around your belly and organs. Another culprit is the massive intake of sugary drinks, something incredibly common in Mexico. Sodas, bottled juices, aguas frescas loaded with sugar, and sweetened coffee drinks have become daily habits. Liquid sugar is the fastest way to trigger abdominal fat because the body absorbs it immediately, causing a sharp increase in blood sugar and insulin. Unlike solid food, liquid calories bypass normal fullness signals, meaning you can drink 200-300 calories and still feel hungry afterwards. This combination high sugar, no satiety, quick absorption is a perfect recipe for belly fat accumulation. Add this to the fact that many families drink soda with every meal, and the impact builds up quickly over weeks, months, and years. Then come the fried and processed foods, another major belly fat trigger. Modern versions of gorditas, chimichangas, churros, tacos, dorados, and snacks cooked in cheap seed oils like corn and soybean oil contain inflammatory compounds that irritate the gut lining. This inflammation makes it easier for the body to store fat and harder for the metabolism to burn it. Many foods served in restaurants or food stands are cooked in the same oil repeatedly, increasing harmful free radicals that damage cells and slow digestion. Even foods that seem light, like fried tostadas or chips, can create a heavy metabolic burden that leads directly to weight gain. Portion sizes are another hidden trigger. Traditionally, meals were smaller and balanced with vegetables, beans, and homemade broths. Today, plates often come overloaded with rice, fried meats, large tortillas, and oversized beverages. When your plate is large and carb-heavy, your pancreas works overtime to control blood sugar. Over time, this causes insulin resistance, one of the main reasons belly fat becomes incredibly stubborn. Finally, one silent but powerful belly fat trigger in the Mexican lifestyle is late-night eating. Tacos at 10 p.m., snacks before bed, or heavy dinners push the digestive system to work when it naturally wants to rest. After sunset, your metabolism slows dramatically, meaning the same plate that might be harmless at 1 p.m. becomes fat-storing fuel at 10 p.m. Combine late meals with high-carb foods like tortillas, rice, or bread, and the result is almost guaranteed abdominal fat storage. Understanding these triggers is the first and most important step in losing belly fat, because once you know what's silently sabotaging your health, you can begin making small, powerful changes. You don't need to cut out everything you love, but you do need to recognize which foods and habits are working against your waistline. Awareness is the foundation of transformation, and identifying these hidden belly fat triggers is the beginning of your healthier, stronger, and slimmer journey. If there is one powerful truth every person trying to lose belly fat must understand, it is this: You do not need to starve yourself, you simply need to swap harmful foods for healing ones. And the beautiful part is that the Mexican culture already offers a treasure chest of traditional foods scientifically proven to reduce inflammation, support the gut, and accelerate fat loss. The problem is not our culture, it's how modern processing replaced real ingredients with refined flour, cheap oils, and added sugars. When you return to the original, natural foods of Mexico, your body immediately begins shifting from fat storage mode to fat burning mode. Start with the simplest, most transformative swap. Choose corn tortillas instead of flour tortillas. Traditional corn tortillas are made from nixtamalized corn, a process that boosts minerals, increases fiber, and lowers inflammation. They digest slowly, keep your blood sugar steady, and feed the good bacteria in your gut. Flour tortillas, on the other hand, are packed with refined white flour, industrial oils, and sometimes even preservatives that spike insulin and promote abdominal fat. Just this one change, corn over flour, can reduce daily calorie absorption and flatten the belly over time. Next, bring back the humble heroes of Mexican nutrition, beans and legumes. Black beans, pinto beans, and lentils are some of the most gut-healing foods on the planet. They are high in resistant starch, a special type of carbohydrate that acts like fertilizer for your good gut bacteria. When your gut microbiome is strong, inflammation drops, cravings decrease, digestion improves, and your body becomes more efficient at burning fat. Traditional meals like frijoles de la olla or frijoles negros provide sustained energy and balanced meals that would otherwise be too heavy on simple carbs. Another fat-burning gem is the nopal cactus. Nopales are rich in fiber, antioxidants, and anti-inflammatory compounds. Studies show they help stabilize blood sugar after meals, meaning they prevent the glucose spikes that lead directly to belly fat. Adding grilled nopals to breakfast, blending them in smoothies, or using them in salads is an easy, affordable, and delicious way to support your waistline. Let's talk about avocados, one of the most perfect fat-burning foods available. Healthy fats from avocado keep you full longer, control appetite hormones, reduce cravings, and support hormone balance, especially important for people over 40. Unlike fried foods, which inflame the gut, the monounsaturated fats in avocados soothe the digestive system and help the body release stored visceral fat. Don't forget chia seeds, a traditional superfood used since ancient times. Chia absorbs water, expands in the stomach, and creates a natural sense of fullness that prevents overeating. They are loaded with omega-3 seconds, which calm inflammation, and their gelatinous texture helps sweep waste out of the colon, flattening the belly from the inside out. A simple chia water drink, agua de chia, before meals can significantly reduce caloric intake without effort. Fermented foods are another crucial part of gut health. Traditional choices like tepache, homemade yogurt, kefir, or fermented vegetables provide probiotics that restore balance to the microbiome. When your gut bacteria are nourished, your metabolism rises, nutrient absorption improves, and fat storage decreases. A healthy gut is a slim waist. What makes these swaps so powerful is not just that they're healthy, they are deeply Mexican, accessible, affordable, and culturally familiar. These foods do not require exotic ingredients or expensive dieting trends. They simply revive the wisdom of older generations who thrived on natural, unprocessed foods. When you fill your plate with beans, nopals, avocados, chia, corn tortillas, and fermented foods, your body gently transitions toward a healthier weight. Belly fat becomes easier to lose, energy increases, and digestion improves. By choosing these traditional, healing foods, you're not just swapping ingredients, you're reclaiming your health, restoring your gut, and activating your body's natural fat-burning power. If you want to lose belly fat, real, stubborn, dangerous belly fat, the most important system to understand is your blood sugar. Belly fat is not a random accident. It is the direct result of how often and how intensely your blood sugar rises throughout the day. When your blood sugar spikes, your pancreas releases insulin, a hormone whose job is to store energy. But insulin has one favorite storage location, your belly, especially around your organs. This is what we call visceral fat, the fat linked to diabetes, heart disease, inflammation, and early aging. And the most surprising part? Most people are triggering insulin spikes all day long without realizing it, simply because of how they structure their meals. Let's start with a simple truth. You cannot burn belly fat while insulin is high. You may be eating healthy, you may be walking, you may be exercising, but if your diet constantly pushes your blood sugar up, your body never gets a chance to switch into fat-burning mode. This is why people say, "I'm eating less, but not losing weight." It's not about less food, it's about fewer spikes. So how do you stop these spikes? One of the most powerful strategies is eating protein and fiber first. The order in which you eat your food matters just as much as what you eat. When you begin a meal with vegetables, beans, avocado, or protein like chicken, fish, or eggs, you create a protective barrier in your stomach. This slows down the digestion and absorption of carbohydrates, meaning that when you finally do eat rice or tortillas, your blood sugar rises gently instead of sharply. This one trick called food sequencing is scientifically proven to flatten blood sugar curves and reduce fat storage. Next, eliminate the biggest destroyer of blood sugar balance: liquid calories. Sodas, sweetened coffees, commercial juices, energy drinks, and sugary aguas frescas hit your bloodstream instantly because they require almost no digestion. In seconds, your glucose skyrockets, your insulin spikes, and your body stores fat like a survival machine. Many people drink 300 to 500 calories a day without feeling full because the brain does not register liquids as food. This creates a silent cycle of weight gain that feels impossible to break. Switching to water, sparkling water, black coffee, lemon water, or unsweetened teas can dramatically lower daily glucose and unlock fat-burning mode. Another key habit is eating balanced meals that combine protein, fiber, and healthy fats. Beans, vegetables, chia seeds, avocado, eggs, fish, and grilled meats all slow digestion naturally. These foods stabilize blood sugar for hours, preventing the crash and crave cycle that leads people to overeating. When your blood sugar is stable, your hunger signals become normal again. You stop craving bread, snacks, and sweets. Your energy rises. Your mood stabilizes. Your metabolism becomes more efficient. Controlling portion size at dinner is also essential. The later in the day you eat heavy carbs, rice, pasta, bread, tamales, tortillas, the more aggressively your body converts them into belly fat. At night, insulin sensitivity is at its lowest, and your body wants to prepare for rest, not digestion. A lighter, protein-rich, vegetable-centered dinner keeps glucose calm and allows your body to burn fat during sleep instead of storing it. Finally, don't underestimate the impact of small, steady habits. Walking for just 10 minutes after a meal lowers blood sugar by helping muscles absorb glucose immediately. Drinking a glass of water before eating reduces hunger. Eating slowly prevents overeating. These simple practices support stable glucose, low insulin, and steady fat loss. When you master blood sugar control, belly fat no longer stands a chance. You stop fighting your biology and start working with it. And once your insulin stays low long enough, your body begins burning the fat that has been stored for years, slowly, naturally, and effectively. When it comes to belly fat, most people obsess over the foods they should cut out: sugar, bread, tortillas, fried meals, but they overlook one of the most powerful fat loss tools available: meal timing. The truth is, your body has an internal clock called the circadian rhythm, and this clock determines how well you digest food, how efficiently you burn calories, and how much fat you store. You can be eating all the right foods, But if you're eating them at the wrong time, especially late at night, your metabolism shifts into fat storage mode. This is why timing matters even more than the ingredient list of your meals. And for many people, adjusting when they eat unlocks fat loss faster than any gym workout or diet ever could. Here's the science. Your metabolism is strongest during the day. When the sun is up, your body is programmed to digest, absorb, and convert food into energy. Once evening arrives, your metabolic rate naturally slows down. The pancreas produces less insulin, the gut moves slower, and every calorie you eat is processed more sluggishly. And because insulin sensitivity decreases at night, the body is more likely to store evening calories directly as belly fat, especially carbs like rice, tortillas, bread, pastries, or sugary drinks. So, when people eat their largest meals at 8 p.m., 9 p.m., or even 10 p.m., a common habit in many cultures, the body simply cannot handle the late overload. Instead of burning those calories, it stores them right where you least want them, the abdomen. This is the reason late-night tacos, late-night snacking, and late dinners are such silent belly fat creators. You may feel like you are eating the same amount as before, but what changes is your body's ability to process it. When digestion slows, food stays longer in the stomach, fermentation increases, blood sugar spikes more sharply, and fat storage becomes unavoidable. Even a healthy meal eaten too late can lead to weight gain simply because the metabolic environment is working against you. This is where a powerful technique called time-restricted eating, TRE, comes in. TRE does not mean starving yourself or skipping meals. It simply means eating within a daily window that aligns with your body's natural rhythm. For example, eating all your meals between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. or 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. gives your body several hours each night to repair, detoxify, and burn stored fat. During this nightly fasting window, insulin drops, allowing fat-burning hormones like growth hormone to rise. When insulin stays low for long enough, your body finally gets the signal to release stored fat, especially visceral fat around the organs. Another powerful strategy is to front-load your calories, eat your largest meal earlier in the day, and keep dinner lighter. A hearty lunch with protein, fiber, and healthy fats gives your body the energy it needs for the day, while a light dinner prevents nighttime glucose spikes. Studies show that people who eat earlier burn more calories, feel less hungry, and lose more fat than those who eat the same calories later at night. Even simple timing habits make a massive difference. Stop eating 2-3 hours before bed. Give your digestive system time to slow down naturally. Finish your last bite earlier, and your body will reward you with better sleep, improved energy, and a shrinking waistline. And if you are someone who struggles with late-night cravings, it's usually a sign of imbalanced blood sugar earlier in the day, another reason why front-loading calories and avoiding sugary drinks is essential. The beauty of timing is that it doesn't require money, special foods, or complicated diets. It only requires awareness and consistency. Once you honor your body's natural schedule, your metabolism becomes more efficient, blood sugar stabilizes, and belly fat becomes significantly easier to lose. In the end, when you eat becomes just as powerful, sometimes even more powerful than what you eat. When most people think about losing belly fat, they imagine intense gym workouts, strict dieting, or complicated routines that feel impossible to maintain. But the truth is far simpler and far more hopeful. Your everyday lifestyle habits, small, consistent actions, have more power to shrink your waistline than any extreme exercise or expensive product. Belly fat is not just about food. It's about how your entire body responds to stress, sleep, hydration, movement, and daily rhythms. When these areas fall out of balance, your hormones shift into fat storage mode. But when you gently realign them, your body naturally activates fat-burning processes without force or struggle. One of the most effective yet underrated habits is walking after meals. You don't need to run marathons or spend hours in the gym. A simple 1 5-minute walk after breakfast, lunch, or dinner lowers blood sugar by helping your muscles absorb glucose immediately. This prevents the post-meal sugar spike that usually leads to insulin release and, ultimately, belly fat storage. Many people report that after adopting this simple habit, they notice less bloating, more energy, and reduced cravings because their blood sugar stabilizes. This one practice alone can have the impact of medication for some people without side effects. Another powerful lifestyle tool is hydration. Most people underestimate how dehydrated they are on a daily basis. When your body lacks water, your metabolism slows, digestion becomes sluggish, and your body mistakes thirst for hunger, leading to unnecessary snacking. Drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning wakes up your digestive system, while sipping water throughout the day keeps your organs functioning efficiently. Even mild dehydration can slow fat burning by up to 30%. And when you replace sugary drinks with water, lemon water, or herbal teas, you not only reduce calorie intake but also prevent the insulin spikes that feed belly fat. Next, we must talk about sleep, one of the most overlooked contributors to belly fat. Poor sleep disrupts two critical hormones, ghrelin, which increases hunger, and leptin, which controls fullness. When you sleep less than 6-7 hours, ghrelin rises, making you crave carbs and sugar, while leptin drops, making it harder to feel satisfied. The result? Overeating, cravings, and slowed metabolism. High cortisol, the stress hormone, also rises with poor sleep, and cortisol's favorite place to store fat is the belly. Simply improving your sleep routine, turning off screens before bed, eating earlier, or keeping your room dark can significantly reduce abdominal fat over time. Speaking of cortisol, stress management is essential. Chronic stress tells your body that you're in danger. In survival mode, your system stores fat, especially visceral fat around your organs, to protect you. This is why stressed people tend to gain weight even if their diet doesn't change. Relaxation techniques like deep breathing, stretching, meditation, prayer, or quiet time can lower cortisol, calm the nervous system, and help the body release stored fat. Even 5 minutes of slow breathing can shift your body from fight or flight into rest and burn. Finally, small daily actions create massive long-term changes. Standing more and sitting less improves circulation and metabolic rate. Preparing simple meals at home helps you avoid hidden sugars and oils. Eating slowly improves digestion and prevents overeating. Replacing mindless snacking with intentional choices like nuts, fruit, or yogurt keeps your blood sugar steady. None of these habits require drastic effort, only consistency. The beauty of lifestyle habits is that they work quietly, gently, and sustainably. They reshape not just your body but your entire health. They reduce inflammation, improve digestion, steady blood sugar, and balance hormones, creating the perfect environment for belly fat to melt away. With these simple habits, you're not fighting your body, you're supporting it. And when your body feels supported, it begins to transform naturally, steadily, and permanently. If there's one challenge nearly every family faces today, it's time. Long work hours, commutes, school schedules, responsibilities, and the daily pressure of life make it feel impossible to follow a strict diet or fitness routine. And that is exactly why belly fat becomes so stubborn. It thrives on rushed meals, convenience foods, stress, late-night eating, and inconsistent habits. But the truth is incredibly empowering. You do not need a perfect lifestyle to lose belly fat. You only need a practical routine, simple steps that fit naturally into your busy Mexican family life. When healthy habits become easy and automatic, the body changes without resistance. Let's start with meals. Most families don't have time to cook elaborate dishes every day, so meal planning becomes your secret weapon. This doesn't mean complicated weekly prep, it means preparing simple basics in advance. For example, cooking a pot of beans, grilling chicken, boiling eggs, chopping vegetables, or making salsa ahead of time makes healthy eating effortless during the week. When healthy food is ready, you are less likely to reach for processed snacks, sugary drinks, or fast food during busy moments. A fridge organized with ready-to-eat essentials removes guesswork and supports fat-burning choices even on chaotic days. Next is the structure of your day. A simple, realistic routine could look like this: a light or protein-rich breakfast, a satisfying and balanced lunch, a healthy snack, and an early, lighter dinner. This pattern supports your metabolism and aligns with your natural circadian rhythm. For breakfast, choose something fast: eggs, chia pudding, yogurt, or simply coffee with a handful of nuts if you prefer a lighter start. Lunch should be your main meal because that's when your body burns the most energy. Beans, vegetables, salad, chicken, fish, or corn tortillas. For snacks, skip chips or pastries, choose fruit with chia, a small handful of nuts, or yogurt. Dinner should be simple: grilled protein, vegetables, soup, or a small portion of leftovers. You don't need fancy meals, consistency is what burns fat. What about movement? Most families don't have time for an hour at the gym, but you don't need one. Short bursts of movement throughout the day are far more powerful than long workouts. A 10-minute walk after lunch or dinner, walking during phone calls, taking stairs instead of elevators, or stretching before bed all support digestion, lower blood sugar, and reduce cortisol. These tiny movements accumulate and shift your body into fat-burning mode all day long. If you engage your family, invite your kids or partner for a quick walk, even better. Healthy routines grow stronger when shared. Another essential part of a family-friendly routine is managing cravings and emotional eating. In busy households, stress and fatigue often lead to overeating. But small strategies can break that cycle. Drinking water before meals, eating slowly, adding fiber to every plate, and avoiding sugary drinks automatically reduce cravings. Keeping tempting foods out of sight or not buying them at all removes the triggers that lead to nighttime snacking or emotional eating. Smart swaps also play a major role. Corn tortillas instead of flour, baked options instead of fried, agua natural instead of soda, fruit instead of pastries. These swaps don't remove cultural foods, they simply modernize them in a way that protects your health. Finally, remember this: a routine is not about perfection, it's about patterns. Even if you follow your habits 70% of the time, your waistline will shrink, your energy will rise, and your health will improve. When you build a routine around real food, simple movement, earlier meals, hydration, and preparation, your body starts working with you, not against you. And once your routine becomes natural, belly fat loss stops feeling like a struggle and begins to feel like a natural consequence of a healthier, more balanced life.